All right, Scott Bossman, the Nightcap G. Dude, buddy, how are you?
Mark Podolsky, the Lane Geek. I'm doing great. How are you?
My hair's growing. It's starting to annoy me. I'm gonna have to cut my hair.
I'm not going to show you what's under this hat right now. I showed it to Zano and Forbes the other night prior, and there were some George McFly jokes. That's what it looked like.
That's so
You
crazy.
remember from Back
George
to the
McFly.
Future?
Yeah, for sure. Like Arizona's cases are skyrocketing. So the
Right?
last place I want to go is to the barber shop where,
Yeah.
it's close quarters and all that. Look, better safe than sorry.
Exactly. Yeah. It's we're here in Wisconsin. Like one week it's bad. Now this week we're leveling off. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. But the
So,
outlook isn't the best.
yeah, Paul Brewer, good morning. It is a second episode of Coffee Talk. Hopefully, everybody has their hot cup of Joe or their beverage of their choice. For those East Coasters, it might be, I don't know, it's Friday afternoon. Maybe it's a beer. I don't know.
Yeah.
For
I had
the
way too
Land
much
Arb
coffee this
Queen,
morning, so
what was that?
oh, I had way too much coffee this morning, so I'm opting for the sparkling water.
Is there such a thing as too much coffee, Scott?
I I mean, when you have to go to the bathroom every 15 minutes because of the diuretics,
Okay.
I think it's too much. I have to hydrate for my Peloton ride this afternoon.
Wait, I thought we do that right on Saturday. You're going to do the
Oh,
hour
I'm
ride today?
I'm cheating. Yeah, I'm doing Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
You don't want that extra day of
Sorry,
rest?
I'm doing a different program on the other days.
You're an animal. Okay. Well, I got to say hi to Derek Kaufman. He's on. Greetings, gentlemen. Dr. Dawn, the Land Arb Queen Pereza. It's early in Hawaii. She says good morning. She's drinking her coffee. Matt Walt. Hey, guys. What's up? Jason Hoffman. Hey, guys. How goes it? Almost forgot it was a coffee hangout. Yeah.
Yeah,
Michael Newble, the one Periscope guy. Good morning, Michael, or afternoon. Unknown says coffee all day. And Jacqueline Struley, hello, Land family. So topic for this morning's is the all important, our favorite, our favorite, I would say, outsourced virtual assistant for most of us when we get started is the intake manager. So, Scott Bossman, what is the intake manager?
so the intake manager basically oversees all of the intake on a property. So let's say you get an accepted offer in the mail. Um, that intake manager is going to take over and start to communicate with the prospective seller about the property, start the preliminary due diligence process with the property. And, that might be where you start. And then eventually this person is going to evolve into other tasks, such as negotiating the sale with the seller, collecting all the documents needed, making sure there are no back taxes, liens, that type of thing. I mean, ideally, Mark, you're going to have an intake manager where the person is basically taking over the entire. All you need to do as the owner of your land investing company is give your blessing on whether or not you want to purchase the property. Um, so that's to me what an intake manager does.
Yeah, but why are we all so enthusiastic? Like we did a whole roundtable podcast on like our enthusiasm on the intake manager. Why is that?
I just think it's a lot of the processes that take the most time, and you're taking yourself out of that and getting to the point where, I mean, you have a machine in place. An accepted offer comes in, they go to work and do the 1 or 2 hours of work that to determine whether or not you're going to purchase this property frees up your time, and then you can focus on other things.
Yeah, I mean it's I think it's one of those critical virtual assistants that when you see how effective they are after you had 4, 5 calls with potential sellers and it's a 30-minute call, it's a 45-minute call. They want to tell you the story, how they when they bought, what they were going to do with it. They want to ask questions, what are you going to do with it? All these things. You won't ever get that time back. How much money do you generate having that conversation with that seller?
None.
None. We can always make more money. We can't get more time. It's such a better investment to have the intake manager qualify those sellers so you're just approving the deal at that point. Move it into due diligence. And I have to tell you, once you hire that intake manager, colors are more vibrant, food tastes better, life is just better because now you're focusing so much more time on the things that really move the needle in your business. And it's like the best, I would say, at any, I don't know, what do you think, Scott? At any point or just in the beginning?
No, at any point for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I think
I'd love
very
to know in the
valuable.
chat who has hired their intake manager. What has been their experience? And if you haven't hired an intake manager yet, why not? Like, what would be the reason you wouldn't? And while we're waiting on those that chat, I'm gonna just say hi to Ken Badziak. It is Friday, Ken. Hello, Tonsha Hokinson. Good afternoon from sunny Minnesota. Hi, Tonsha.
Did you hear about them this week, Mark? The
No,
Hokinsons?
no, tell me.
Oh, no. We spoke about it on Nightcap. They sold 5 properties this week.
What?
Their 10th week in flight school, 11th week in flight school.
Holy cow! What were the numbers?
That's a good. I can't remember. So she can maybe throw them up there in the chat. But the fact that they've sold 5, and they have 5 weeks left in flight school, I think is pretty amazing. And so we were celebrating the other night on Nightcap their success, and Matthew Walt, I believe, also had his first sale as well. So pretty exciting stuff.
Yeah, I mean, this is why we have the skin in the game guarantee for flight school and the toolkit. If you just show us your work, you follow the recipe, we guarantee our training isn't going to cost you anything. You're going to make it all back within 180 days or less. I assume back in way less. Most people do
Right.
it, 8 to 12 weeks. That's crazy. So Justin Landowski says, good afternoon, guys. Kevin Perney, good morning, fellas. I'm working on purchasing my first 4 lots later today. Nice job, Kevin.
Great.
And Racine, the deal machine. Good morning. She says, howdy, crawling out of bed. Wow. So now we're starting to get some comments about the intake manager. Paul Brewer, best hire ever. Justin Landowski, only hired due diligence VA, but still list scrubber and intake manager. So Justin, that's okay. You'll get there. Jacqueline, is there a team of intake people already trained, ready to hire? That's a really good question. Let's get to it next. And then Paul Brewer answered it, parcelreview.com. They are already trained intake managers for sure. And we're also kind of growing this. We're working with some other land geeks that have some VA services that will also be training as well. So you have some options. Ken Badziak, man, I need to step my game. I'm in that same class. Just bought my first 6 plots. Never mind selling them. Ken, comparison's a thief of happiness. You're doing great. You're doing great.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, how much money are you going to make on those 6? Because we make our money on the buy. They all sell. So, Scott Bossman, I feel like I'm talking a lot. What are your thoughts?
No, we love hearing you talk, Mark. My thoughts are intake manager, essential part of the business. It's one of those things that once you hire out, it's just a very freeing feeling because it frees up so much time. And for us, our intake manager kind of morphed into some of the county reloading and the mailing stuff for us as well. So it's cool because these people can morph into new roles, right? You start with something really simple and they do really well with that. And then you say, well, hey, do you have time for another hour or 2 of work a week? And let's give you, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, absolutely. I remember when we first started training, we rarely spoke about the intake manager because in the beginning, when we didn't have LG Pass and it's just kind of very new for everybody, even new for our training.
Hmm.
The best VA at that time was getting somebody to scrub a list. Remember how difficult it was to scrub a list? V lookup and get the list and all this. Like I don't understand how to do it. And now, like, when's the last time you heard anybody talk about the list?
You cut out there, Mark. The what? The what? The list?
When's the last time you heard about anybody talking about the challenge of scrubbing a list?
Oh, yeah, it's pretty rare. It's pretty rare nowadays.
Yeah, I mean,
I mean,
so
I think when you first get it, I think when you first maybe you first get the toolkit, and um, there's always the question of there's so much information out there nowadays. Like you can just go to our Facebook group and type in how to get a list, and I mean you're going to see every post that's that type of thing. And there's many different ways to get a list and many easy ways to get a list. So yeah, it's definitely less of a challenge now than it used to be.
yeah, we got some really nice comments here. Somebody, it says unknown for me, but it says $17,000 deal under contract. Bill Dickens has amazing news. He sold 2 this week. Look at that. Way to go, Bill Dickens.
Nice.
I love it. So people are having lots of success, even in the midst of, a tough economy. So
Right.
it's really great. We're really fortunate. We're in the right business because when there's such uh, economic instability, you've got trillions of dollars being pumped into the economy and the marketplace, be worth what they were. So there's always a flight to real assets, gold, silver, land. Phenomenal. Congress on land sales this week, land family. So happy for everyone. Hi, Melissa. Good morning. Dawn says, congratulations, Bill. So Racine says, so would you need a virtual mailbox?
I think a virtual mailbox is a very beneficial thing for your intake manager. I mean, if you have a place to go to all get your eyes on the same stuff at the same time, I think it's very beneficial. I mean,
Yeah.
you don't have to have one to start.
No, you don't have to have one. I think it saves time. I mean, for a long, long time.
Yeah,
But now I have my virtual assistants open the mail. I don't even mess
right.
with the mail. Occasionally I will go in there to check out tax statements, but again, I can just scan it. And rarely do I actually have to go out and do it. I mean, again, it's just another great time saver. So I think this is Bill. He says, I'm very grateful to Dawn for mentoring me on my journey prior to starting flight school. I mean, right there,
Nice.
how awesome is our community?
Right.
Amazing abundance mentality. She's taking time out to help a fellow land geek, and he's getting success. And that feeling of helping is priceless, which is why we do what we do. I mean, it's nothing better than having that impact on someone's life. Melissa Stucker says, congratulations, not Congress. By the way, she's like, autocorrect. So here's a question, Mikasa. How effective is selling on eBay when compared to selling land on Craigslist or Facebook? I'm a first-time land investor, and I'm struggling to market.
Struggling to market.
I don't know if Mikasa's in flight school. Landgeek.com/training and schedule a call with Scott or Mike. The next class is June 20th, and we'll take you up
23rd.
that June 23rd. We'll take you up that mountain of land investing quickly, safely, efficiently. I promise you, the tuition you invest, you're going to make back 180 days or less. Just do what we tell you to do. It's not going to cost you anything. What do you think about eBay?
So I'd say eBay is probably the last resort nowadays. I think there's not a lot of activity on eBay.
Does Zeno even
I
sell on eBay anymore?
He doesn't. He used to
He
sell on
doesn't.
eBay all day long, and I just talked to him about it the other day. He's like, I haven't been on eBay in a really long time. He said probably over a year now. So I think that
Wow.
yeah, the hot spots now are Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, and I like Zillow. I've gotten multiple sales on Zillow lately. It's fun,
No kidding.
fun stuff. As yeah, So
Wow. But
it
don't
totally
you
depends
but
on the
don't you have to
market.
have a physical address? Like maybe your property's right for Zillow. You can do the
You
northwest
do
and the
not.
southwest quarter part and
I mean,
this
all you
crazy
got to do,
legal
I mean,
descriptions.
basically, it needs to have road access. So if you have a property that has good road access and if the road is on the Zillow map, you can just drop a pin. You drop a pin, it gives it a road name, it gives it an address, and you're good to go. So uh, now again, some markets aren't the best on there, but a lot of markets where you're seeing a lot of red and yellow dots, we're putting it on there and we're getting a lot of leads on there. So
That's fantastic. And they're good. They're quality leads. These I mean,
yeah,
they're better than like a Facebook or Craigslist lead.
exactly, because they're looking for property. Yep.
I mean, look, if you're not drinking coffee getting excited about Zillow right now, put that coffee down. Do you have to set up a Zillow account?
You do have to set up a Zillow account, and
Okay.
but it but once you set it up, it takes it takes five to add, and they do have to do a phone verification with you, um, which is a little bit clunky because when I've done it in the past, I'll set the ad and then I'll forget to answer my phone in the next 5 minutes. So when you set the ad, you have to be at the ready on your phone because they call to verify your listing live and it stays live, and you're good to go.
And it's not hard to outsource. Once you set up the
Oh,
account, you can just give a login for your Zillow
yeah,
account. It's free,
exactly. Yep.
and there's no reason not to do it. I'd love to see
Right.
some split tests with other people in the community and see which ad wins between Zillow, Facebook, and Craigslist.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we've got some more questions here. Well, Jacqueline, really, do you get a separate phone number for the intake manager so calls go directly to them? That's a really good question. How do you route your calls, Scott Bossman?
We just have a Google Voice number that we utilize. So that's what we do. But yes, you could have the intake manager use their own phone number, but we have this we have a Google Voice number.
Yeah, I left my cell phone in my house, but I hired this British woman on Fiverr to leave the message. It says, if you're interested in selling your raw land to Frontier Properties, press 2. If you're interested in
Uh,
buying and acquiring raw land from Frontier Properties. If you'd like to learn more about Land Geek services, press 4 if you have technical issues. So people that press 1 routes to our intake manager, and it's all easy. But
yeah,
Jacqueline, but Ring Central is like $29 a month or something. You could get
yeah.
Google Voice for free. I think that's a better beginning for sure. Paul Bellotti, hi guys, happy Friday. So glad YouTube reminded me that you're live. What's up, Paul? Good morning. Mikasa says thanks for the advice. Drive paid and targeted traffic to your land sale websites. Good question, Jason Hoffman.
That
Good
is a good question.
question. What do you think, Scott?
I've not done any paid traffic to my website. Um, I've experimented a couple times with a Facebook ad, uh, a paid Facebook ad, but didn't really generate any significant leads, and I don't think any sales. So we decided just to stay the course on Facebook and do the free marketplace ads. Um, Good.
Yeah, Jason, I don't want to even tell you how much money on cold traffic, and it is not profitable. So there, and really, and I had to do it just because I knew it was going to be that. If I were going to do it, if I were you, play with paid traffic, I would take a lookalike list from your current customers into Facebook, and when it comes to the website, I would do a retargeting ad, but I would not drive cold traffic to your website. You want really people that are already currently looking for land. You go to Landmodo, you want to go to the platforms, Land and Farm, Lands of America. There's free traffic. This is Zillow, Facebook groups, Marketplace. There's really no reason to do it. And until you get to a point where the cost of a lead, your acquisition cost, the lifetime value of a customer, don't do it. It's It's not needed. I've been doing this for 20 years. We do over 200 deals a year. There's no reason to do it. You'll be overwhelmed with more deals than you can handle with just organic hustling, and save yourself the money and the time, frustration, and dealing with really very cold leads. So no reason to. I know there's some people out there that think it's not a bad idea. I don't think they're actually selling any land. I think they're just selling marketing. Anyways, do you have a Zillow scraper? Scott Bossman, do you have a Zillow scraper?
Zillow scraper? No, we don't have a Zillow scraper.
I'm just curious, what would you do with a Zillow scraper?
So I'm wondering if I don't know what you do with a Zillow scraper. I guess you could use Zillow in a capacity for some county research to maybe go scrape some comps, some listed comps. But otherwise, I don't know what capacity you would use that in.
Yeah, I don't know either. Yeah, I mean, I could see if we could get emails from Zillow, but I don't think you can scrape emails that way. I don't know. I'd be curious what their use case would be scraping would be. Jason Hoffman says Google Voice themes have changed recently, so it's not free anymore. You'd be grandfathered in now. Come on, Google.
No way.
Really? Terrible. Luke Martin, please tell me where to find comps on vacant land. Please. Please. No, Luke. We're hiding it from you. We will. You'll have to pry that comp from my cold, dead hand. Where can we find comps, Scott Bossman?
Oh, we can find comps on landmodo.com, landandfarm.com, landcentury.com, Zillow. You can, and those are all sold, or I'm sorry, those are all listings, right? But to find actual sold comps, you sold comps on Zillow, you can find sold comps on the county. Sometimes you can pull data from the assessor website. So those are the areas we find comps.
Yeah, but and you can just reverse engineer as well. Mm-hmm. So you're listing, this is a land geek. They're paying 30 cents, 25 cents. If they're listing at this price, they probably paid this. Mm-hmm. So, and then you can go and confirm it at the county assessor. So you do that enough times, you're going to get a good gauge of what we're paying for the land. And then you'll get a very good gauge as far as what the market will sell it for, because you'll be able to see on Landmodo what they're selling for it on terms, and you'll just see, oh yeah, this sold. So it's not as difficult as you would think. What's great about this business and what's terrible about this business is how inefficient the market is. Comps are all over the place. Essentially, we kind of make the market. So, but for a newbie, it can be very frustrating. So I get it, Luke. I get it. Dr. Lance Ellis, what's up, Lance? How are you? Luke Martin, and by the by, tried to get a hold of Zane about 14 to buy a wholesale, and he won't respond. Must have too much money. Yeah, Luke, I'll tell you right now, he's way too much money. The guy's hiking, he's biking, he's living his best life. Yeah. I wouldn't even. Luke, call someone else. Call someone else. Call someone in the community. Like, if he won't wholesale to you, go to someone else. Who's going to help Luke Martin give him some wholesale property? Zeno.
He just needs to make a posting in the Facebook group that says, Zeno won't sell to me, who will? And he'll get all sorts of takers in there.
Exactly. Luke Martin, he's like, I've been using assessed value from county, I've never gotten an offer back. Okay, is he in our, Luke, are you in our flight school training?
No, I don't think he is, Mark.
Get in training. Stop wasting time. Life is short, man. Don't waste your time. Let's get you going. Jason Hoffman, love that idea. Thank you, Mark. I wasted tons of money trying to drive traffic to my dropshipping store myself. I know how it's way more cost effective. Yeah. Dr. Ellis, afternoon, y'all. Always good to get connected with the Land Geek community. Always good to see you. Can you explain how a deed needs to be signed when being sold by an LLC. A previous deed was signed by an individual with no manager title. Will that be an issue? It's good. We don't ever get these deed questions anymore, Scott.
Yeah.
I like these.
Yeah. So the deed was signed prior by a representative of the LLC, but it didn't say manager on it. Is that what he's saying?
Yeah, it says like a previous deed was signed by with no manager title. Will that be an issue? I don't
know if I've ever.
I
I
don't
don't think so.
I don't think so. I mean, you could ask them to do a corrective deed if it was done
Yeah.
by an LLC. I mean, they got to sign it personally. So it would be Scott Bossman and then the line below it, his company name and LLC, managing member. But
Right.
the signature itself is not going to be in the LLC. It's going to be the name of the person. So hopefully that helps. Luke Martin just bought the toolkit. So
Nice.
that's okay. So go. Send out letters based solely on assessed value by county as a comp. I don't think I told you to do that in the toolkit, Luke. I think that's hopefully you're using LG Pass. You can readjust those offers very quickly. Set up an account free. Go to landgeek.com/resources. Here, I'll write it here for you. You get started. Landgeek.com resources. Yeah, that'll help you out. Unknown flight school has loads of information. What issues could be responsible for a large mailer that gets hardly any responses? What do you
Well,
think, Scott?
the number one issue likely is that your pricing isn't on spot. So I'd say that's the first one, is maybe your pricing is too low. And then the other thing is, where are you targeting? Are you targeting a bunch of different areas within a really large county, or are you pinpoint and surgical with your offers?
Yeah, I mean, we want to get a 3 to 5% response rate on our mailings. If we're not getting that, then either our 3%, we need to readjust our pricing. If it's over 5%, get nervous. You might be a little too high. So that would be my comment on that. Let's see. Luke Martin. Let's see. He wrote, Luke, I was listening to your videos and the Terrorist Hunter said that if someone bought wholesale from Zano, his due diligence was superb. It is. I mean, Zano's a great guy to buy it from. For some reason, he just won't sell to you, Luke. I don't know why. If you make fun of his Boston accent, that could be a strike. If you make fun of the razor, that could be a strike against you. Anything bad about Lebanese kibbe? May not sell to you. Oh, what else could be? What else could it be, Scott?
If you make fun of him for being a Bostonian who's not a sports fan. I mean, have you ever met one of those guys in your entire life?
No.
Yeah.
He's a hero. He's a hero.
He is a hero.
He's a hero.
Yes, he is.
So Lance Ellis, this is nice. Dr. Lance Ellis. Barber. Look, I'll be honest with you, okay? I'm still scared about going to get to the barbershop. We're up 28%. Arizona is number 1 in the country right now for new for cases. So, yeah, to look at Dr. Ellis. It's hard for me. You think I like looking like this?
Mark, that brings up a nightcap segment the other night. We were talking about Coffee Talk and how you brought it back, right? And
Right.
Matt Forbes with his 6 screens, he happened to pull up an old Coffee Talk video of you, and he took his camera and panned it on a very young Mark Podolsky, clean-shaven, short hair. Looked like it was 20 years ago. So we all got a good laugh. It was.
I'm going to watch that
You
one.
look
I
great.
missed this week's Coffee Talk.
Oh, Nightcap, yeah. It's all
Yeah.
good. You don't have to watch every single Nightcap.
No, I love watching Nightcap. I mean, if first of all, it gives me an excuse to drink.
Yeah,
So
we all do that.
when people are like, "Hey, Dad, what are you doing with that scotch in the middle of the day?" I'm like, guys, it's Nightcap. It's not it's not that I'm drinking alone, right? I'm not numbing out, guys. This is social. This is my social happy hour in COVID. Randy says mustaches are in for now. Melissa Stuker wants me to grow a ponytail and grow my hair. I don't even know if I can do a ponytail. I think I'm just going to get a big fro. So, what's going on with that noise? You hear that? Scott Bossman, I lost you. You lost audio. Jason Wolbrink, what type of properties are you focusing on buying right now? Infill lot, small acre. Jason Wolbrink, anything 25, 30 cents to the dollar. I'm opportunistic. I don't care if it's a 640 acre or a postage lot. I'm making offers. Scott, is it me? Can everybody hear me? Or is it Bossman? I can't hear you, Scott, now. Scott, you lost audio. Okay. Luke Martin, when is next boot camp? I'd like to be there. So, Luke, just go to landgeek.com/boot camp. And we're going to do the next 2 boot camps for 2020 virtually on Zoom. And it's going to be great. So, it'll be just like live, except virtual on Zoom. Scott, nobody can hear you.
I think I'm back.
Now you're back. Okay.
Okay, sorry about that.
No worries. Run clubs, Greek Gilling, any more vidcasts coming? Doug Hoyer. So we are going to do the next Grill the Geeks for boot camp. So come in August to boot camp. You got to wait, Doug. I know Grill the Geeks is like our favorite segment, but that's why we save it for boot camp. All right. Well, we've gone 30 minutes. We've had a nice cup of coffee together. We've talked about the intake manager. We've answered some questions. We called out Zano publicly. What more can we do on this coffee talk?
Oh, he's getting some shade thrown at him this week. Roundtable isn't published yet, or isn't broadcast yet. But boy, Scott Todd kind of threw Zano under the bus a little bit. You remember that?
Oh yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. If you guys aren't listening to the podcast and the roundtable out, it's a lot of. Hopefully, it's in there too. Somebody want to know where is August boot camp? It's going to be virtual. We'll be emailing you information to register, and that's going to be next month. We'll start filling up the virtual boot camp. It'll just be on Zoom, but it'll be the same exact like live boot camp modules, just like we always do. We'll have our same interactive sessions. It'll be amazing. We'll have networking hour, but it's just all going to be virtual. Get to know people. You'll network. There'll be breaks. It's just, you'll see. We'll have a whole itinerary. It's going to be amazing. It's just going to be virtual. So, for some people, it's actually going to be a huge benefit because then I don't have to hug them. Pete Schmidt.
Yeah, Pete. Yeah, not a big hugger.
Not a big hugger. Okay. And Doug says, since pot is legal, how about a toke and joke hour? A toke and joke hour.
Oh, man.
I don't even know how to respond to that, Doug Hoyer.
I don't either.
I mean, I don't think pot's legal everywhere. And I guess we could certainly discuss the benefits of smoking pot. You can make an argument it's safer to, I have nothing wrong. I really don't think there's anything wrong with it. I think there's a reason it should be legalized. I just don't know like the social convention of like, I don't know. Can you see Scott Todd? Be like, okay, guys, we're gonna have our network hour. He gets like this huge like land moto bong. He's like, Doug Hoyer, this is for you. And like he's blowing out smoke rings. Like I can't see Tate, getting like some kind of vape pen out because he's like so young. You'd be like, okay, guys, let's talk about land investing. Like Eric Peters fall asleep. Like, let's just face
Right.
it. You know, I would literally, I have like virgin lungs. I would probably die. I mean, just of a coughing fit. Like everyone's like, does Mark have COVID? I'd be like, no. Doug Hoyer did this to me. So
Who would have the laughing fits? Mimi? I think Mimi would have the laughing.
Mimi, yeah, Mimi would not be able to stop laughing. She'd have like a joint in one hand, like all cool and Mimi, and then a glass of white wine in the other. She'd be double fisting, and then boom, she's out.
Yeah.
Like somebody comes up to her like, Mimi, can you tell us how what you're doing on Facebook right now? She'd just start laughing. Like, let me tell you, it'd be like this could be like a land long up in smoke networking hour. I don't know a group that even does something like this.
I don't either. I mean, might be onto something.
Yeah. Doug's like, how about Forbes? Well, Forbes, like, he'd have to have like an 8-foot bong, number
Right.
one, for him to even feel it. I mean, I don't even know what Forbes would do. I don't get the sense Forbes is a big partier like that.
I don't either. I don't either.
Zano wouldn't even do it. He'd be like, I'm leaving. I'm going to get my kibby. So, Jason Hoffman laughing out loud. As a Cali boy, I'm game. Hard to talk business effective. Yeah, I mean, I feel like one drink, 2 max. It's good networking. People relax. I don't know. I mean, Doug Hoyer. If you wanted to do like a joke and toke room at boot camp and invite people over, I could have a little Grateful Dead playing in the background for you. Maybe some fish, and you and your cohorts could just do it. It's fine with me. I don't
We
judge.
could have a special Zoom breakout room for sure.
We can have special Zoom Doug Hoyer joke and toke breakout room. Jacqueline's really an entirely different level of nightcap. I'm not in favor. See? Here we go. Yeah. Now Jacqueline's like taking it too far. And I think we have.
Yep.
I don't think, Jacqueline, just so you know, we would never do that.
No.
He wrote, I would have to start smoking. I don't partake. Why even bring it up then? He lives in Seattle. Why is he even bringing this up? Now I'm going to get in trouble for even
Right.
talking about all this. Whatever.
Thanks, Doug.
Great. All right. Well, thanks everybody for being on. Scott Bossman, I love you, man. Thank you. And hopefully everybody's enjoying the coffee talks. And let's do 1, 2, 3. Let freedom
Free.
ring. And of course, wash your hands. If Racine, the deal machine, wants to email me some instructions how to cut my hair, I'll do it. So Dr. Ellis stops ripping on me. That would be helpful. And thanks, everybody. See you, Scott.
Thanks.
All right. Bye.